Starseeds and lightworkers, something in you, everything knows this message was not meant to pass you by. Not today. Not at this particular moment in your journey when the waters have grown still in a way that feels less like peace and more like the silence before something shifts. I am Tyron, a representative of the High Council of Sirius, and I need you to hear this clearly. What has been gathering around you recently is not confusion, and it is not weakness. It is something that requires your attention, not your fear, your attention. By the end of this message, you will understand the nature of what has been placed in your path, and more importantly, you will understand exactly why you were the one it was placed before. Every starseed carrying Sirian codes reaches a threshold where the path ahead narrows, where the distractions multiply, the noise gets louder, and something inside begins to pull in too many directions at once. It can feel like being caught in a current you did not choose, like the tide is moving faster than you can orient yourself. This is not a sign that you are lost. It is a sign that a choice point has arrived, one your soul has been moving toward for longer than you realize. A trap is not always something dark that reaches for you. Sometimes it looks like delay, like comfort, like the quiet decision to look away from what your soul already knows is true. The ancient builders by the Nile understood this, that the greatest danger was not the obstacle in front of you, but the moment you chose not to see it. You did not arrive here by wandering. Something precise and deliberate in you followed a signal home, the part of you that is still connected to the waters of Sirius, still carrying those light codes in your cellular memory. That part already knows what this message contains. It brought you here before your mind could talk you out of it. Stay with me through what comes next. Do not look away now. What follows is not meant to frighten you. It is meant to wake you up with enough gentleness that you can actually receive it. And I am grateful you are here with me now. That ache you've been carrying, the one that wakes you at 3 in the morning and sits with you in silence while the rest of the world sleeps. It was never emptiness. It was never a sign that something was broken inside you. It was the pressure of carrying something immense in a world that hasn't yet found the language for what you are. You came here holding more than most souls are asked to hold, and for a long time, that weight felt like a burden, like a cloak woven from lead that clung to your very essence. You felt the world pressing in, attempting to mold you into shapes that simply did not fit the divine architecture within. But what you've been carrying is not a burden meant to crush you. It is a blueprint, a sacred scroll etched with the very essence of your cosmic heritage, a design for a magnificent return. And the reason it has felt so heavy, so unwieldy, is because this world in its current state was never designed to fully support the ethereal, radiant soul that you are. It was designed, in many ways, to make you forget, to weave veils of illusion so thick that the memory of your true home and purpose would recede like a distant star. And forgetting, for a starseed, is not a failure. It is not a mark of imperfection. It is the profound, albeit challenging, first chapter of the most extraordinary homecoming, a necessary descent to truly appreciate the ascent. It is the preparation for a remembrance so potent it will shake the very foundations of your being. There's a reason water has always felt like home to you, like a forgotten lullaby sung by the universe. The gentle sway of the waves, the rhythmic drumming of rain against the window pane, the profound stillness of a deep lake. These have always resonated within you, a siren song from your celestial origins. If what you're feeling right now, this deep resonance with the liquid essence of our planet, is confirming something you've carried your whole life, a subtle hum of knowing that has always been beneath the surface of your awareness, then these Sirian water codes is your next vital step. This sacred offering holds ancient Sirian healing practices, potent wisdom passed down through the very waters themselves, vibrations carrying the memory of starlight and cosmic oceans. It offers techniques for releasing energetic imprints that were never yours to carry, for unburdening yourself from the residues of other lifetimes and other beings. It guides you in activating dormant memory, awakening the sleeping giants within your DNA through the hypnotic, soul-stirring sound of rain, and sealing your unique frequency with the purifying power of salt and the focused intention of a liberated soul. You'll find the link to this profound journey in the first pinned comment. But know that this doorway is open only briefly, for this is a call to action for those ready to heed the ancient waters. The disconnection you felt from people who seem to speak a different language, from places that never quite felt like they held your essence, from a version of yourself you keep trying desperately to become, as if stepping into ill-fitting shoes. That isn't failure either. That profound sense of being an outsider, that gentle yearning for a deeper belonging, is not a sign of being broken. That distance is the clearest signal that your celestial codes, the very essence of your star being, are beginning to stir from their slumber. Because the moment a starseed's frequency begins its ascent, like a sunrise breaking over the horizon, everything that was built upon the old dense vibration begins to feel utterly ill-fitting. The relationships that once felt comfortable, like worn-in clothing, start to feel hollow, echoing with a resonance that no longer matches your own. The goals you were meticulously taught to pursue, the aspirations prescribed by a world that doesn't understand your true nature, begin to feel utterly meaningless, like chasing phantoms in the mist. The life you so carefully constructed, brick by painstaking brick, starts to feel like a costume, something worn over the real, radiant being within, not the true essence itself. That gnawing dissonance, that persistent feeling of not belonging, is not dysfunction. It is the sacred water of your soul beginning to move, carving new channels, preparing for its powerful, transformative flow. The Sirian wisdom, a current of understanding that flows through the oldest teachings, encoded in the very fabric of existence, long before the magnificent temples of Egypt rose like ancient monoliths from the desert sands, speaks directly of this pivotal moment. It speaks of the soul that descended so deeply into the cosmic forgetting, so thoroughly immersed in the dream of duality and separation, that it appeared, even to its own awareness, to be just another fleeting human life, bound by the same limitations and illusions. And then at the precise divinely ordained moment when the soul's frequency was exquisitely ready, when the vessel could contain the influx of cosmic truth, the remembering begins. It does not arrive all at once, like a sudden, blinding flash of lightning, nor does it come in a singular moment of overwhelming, earth-shattering certainty. Instead, it unfolds gently and persistently, like water finding its inexorable way through the hardest stone. Quietly, patiently, relentlessly, until the seals of forgetfulness begin to yield, and what was once hidden begins to unfurl with breathtaking beauty. What has felt like an impenetrable fog obscuring your path and muffling your inner knowing is not confusion. It is transition. It is the liminal space between worlds, between what was and what is yet to come. When the old patterns that have held you captive begin to dissolve, the deeply ingrained stories you were told about who you are, the limiting beliefs you so readily absorbed from people who were themselves lost in the fog of unawareness, the water of your consciousness naturally gets murky before it begins to clear. That murkiness, that sense of swirling uncertainty, is not a warning to retreat. It is the profound, undeniable sign that immense movement is already happening beneath the surface, like the powerful currents of the ocean that remain unseen from the land. You are not standing still, stagnant in a place of helplessness. You are standing at the exact potent threshold where the great cosmic current of your life is beginning to change direction. And it takes a tremendous act of courage, a deep wellspring of inner strength, to remain present in the sacred uncertainty of that threshold without succumbing to the instinct to turn back to the familiar shores of what you have outgrown. There is something exquisitely encoded within you, a magnificent tapestry of light and sound and knowing that goes far, far deeper than anything you were ever taught in the structured confines of this earthly existence. It resides not in the intellect, not in the logical pathways of your mind, though it influences those too, but deeper than your mind can ever fully comprehend. It resides in the very frequency of your body itself, in the subtle energetic signature that you emit. It reveals itself in the way you respond to certain sounds that resonate with cosmic harmonies, in the way certain lights feel like echoes of distant nebulae, in the profound meaning you find in specific silences that hum with ancient wisdom. It is present in the way you have always known things you were never supposed to know, insights that arrived unbidden from realms beyond ordinary perception. It is in the way you have felt things you were never supposed to feel, empathy that extends far beyond the confines of a single human life. It is in the inexplicable grief you have carried, a sorrow that could not possibly belong to this lifetime alone, a homesickness for stars you've never seen but deeply remember. That profound, intuitive knowing is not mere imagination, not a product of wishful thinking. It is your divine blueprint, your cosmic essence, attempting to surface, yearning to be acknowledged and expressed. You are not broken and desperately searching for answers scattered amongst the debris of this world. You are whole, and you are beginning the most beautiful journey of remembrance. And that remembering, that awakening, often begins as a gentle yet irresistible pull towards something you have never consciously seen, but somehow, inexplicably, deeply recognize, like a river that has never seen the vast, boundless ocean but knows, with an innate, primal certainty, without instruction, exactly which direction to flow. Then comes the stillness. And it is in this profound stillness that many starseeds experience a deep sense of panic, a gnawing anxiety that creeps in because, from an external perspective, nothing seems to be visibly moving. The outer world, the tangible reality you inhabit, hasn't yet dramatically shifted to reflect the internal transformations taking place. The crystal clarity you yearn for hasn't fully arrived, leaving you suspended in a realm of ambiguity. And so the ever-watchful mind, seeking concrete evidence, begins to question, to doubt whether any of this profound inner experience was ever real. But the stillness is not stalling. It is not a sign of stagnation. It is anchoring. It is the soul's sacred practice of stabilization, like a mighty river that pauses in a wide, calm pool before it gathers its strength and finds its next, challenging passage through the rugged mountains. Your soul is intentionally stabilizing what it has already received, integrating the subtle shifts and downloads. It is making sacred space, consciously creating room for what is divinely preparing to enter your awareness and your life. The ground beneath you is not hollow, about to give way. It is being diligently reinforced, strengthened with the foundational wisdom you are integrating. Be gentle with yourself here, beloved soul. This phase is not a detour, a wasted period of waiting. This phase is the essential, potent work of inner preparation, and then, quietly, subtly, almost without announcement, like the first gentle stirring of a new season, the current begins to move again. You may not yet perceive the full impact of this shift in your immediate personal life, but the people around you, the energy fields you interact with, are already responding, subtly or overtly, to the profound recalibration of your inner frequency. A relationship that once felt comfortably aligned now begins to feel heavy, dense, like a stone in your pocket. A conversation that once felt necessary, stimulating, now feels like mere noise, a distraction from the symphony of your soul. A physical space, a home or a familiar haunt that you once returned to with a sense of ease and belonging now feels subtly closed, as if a quiet door has gently shut behind you and you weren't meant to notice its closing. A gentle redirection away from what no longer serves your highest path. That perceived closing is not loss, it is redirection, a sacred realignment. When one powerful current within the cosmic flow changes its direction, everything downstream is inevitably affected, guided into new pathways. You don't need to announce your transformation with fanfare or seek external validation. You are already transmitting it through your very being, and those who are meant to resonate with your newly awakened frequency will be drawn to you, will find you, not because you performed yourself in a way that was palatable to the old paradigms, but because your authentic signal is finally clear, strong, and pure enough to reach them across the cosmic distances. But first, and this is the phase that asks the most of you, the most courage, the most surrender, you must release what was never yours to carry. You must consciously unburden yourself from the layers of dense energy that have accumulated like dust over your divine light. The limiting beliefs that were handed to you like ancestral burdens before you were old enough to question their validity, before you could discern their truth from the fabrications of a sleeping world. The carefully constructed version of yourself, the persona you painstakingly built as a survival mechanism to navigate rooms and situations that had no space, no capacity for the magnificent truth of what you truly are. The heavy emotional weight you unconsciously absorbed from people who were hurting, who were themselves lost and didn't know how to release their pain, which settled into your sensitive energy field simply because you were open enough, empathic enough, loving enough to hold it for them. You have been carrying stones that belong to the riverbed, stones that have been smoothed and shaped by the waters, but stones that were never meant to be part of the river's journey itself. You have sacred permission, a divine mandate to set them down. All of them, not because you are abandoning the people from whom these energies originated, not out of judgment or rejection, but because a river in its vital flow towards the sea cannot carry every stone it passes and still fulfill its destiny. Let them sink, let them settle back into the earth from which they came. Keep flowing, keep moving forward with the lightness of your true being. And if you have spent years, perhaps even lifetimes, wondering why it has taken so long, why you couldn't see the clarity you are beginning to perceive now, why the path forward remained so obscured when you needed it most, why the journey has been so winding, so circuitous, and the nights of uncertainty so long and deep. Hear this profound truth with your entire being. You are not late. You were never behind schedule. The perceived delays were not punishment designed to keep you from your purpose. The detours were not mistakes that led you astray from your path. In the ancient immutable Sirian records, there is no such thing as a late awakening. There is only the precise divine moment, the moment when everything that needed to dissolve, to fall away, has done so sufficiently for the pure, brilliant light of your true essence to finally enter and illuminate your path. And that moment, beloved soul, is now. The tide of awakening does not rush. It does not force its arrival, but it always arrives with unwavering certainty. It has always arrived for every soul ready to receive it, and it has arrived for you. Which brings us here, to this precise sacred moment, to what has been patiently waiting beneath the surface of everything you thought you needed to figure out, to master, to achieve, before you could truly begin to live and embody your purpose. This is the point of convergence, the unveiling. You are not lost. You were never lost, not in the way the world defines it. You chose to descend, to immerse yourself in the depths of this dense reality, not because you are weak or flawed, but because the very nature of the awakening you are here to embody, the profound transformation you are destined to carry, required you to find your own way back from the deepest, most shadowed depths. What you are becoming, the magnificent being you are destined to manifest, could only have been shaped, tempered, and refined by exactly what you have endured, by the crucible of your earthly experiences. Every season of confusion, every period of disorientation was not a sign of failure, but the cosmic water working its transformative magic upon you, smoothing away the rough edges of what did not belong to your true nature, wearing down the hardened edges of what was false and illusory, revealing the pure, radiant essence of what was always, eternally, there underneath, like a pearl that can only form under immense pressure, in the profound darkness, at the seemingly desolate floor of the ocean. You were never being punished by the depths. You were being meticulously, lovingly, made ready by them for your glorious emergence. You are not here to fit into this world as it currently exists, to contort yourself into a shape that pleases its limited perceptions. You are here to gently, quietly, powerfully remind it of something essential that it has profoundly forgotten, not through force, not through aggression, not through performance, not through becoming louder or more visibly assertive than you feel comfortable being in your authentic nature, but through your mere presence, through the exquisite quality of your attention, the way you hold space for truth and compassion, through the simple yet radical act of being fully, authentically, unapologetically yourself, in a world that has spent centuries, millennia even, attempting to make that very possibility feel impossible, even shameful. The ancient ones who so deeply aligned themselves with the profound wisdom carried within the sacred halls of Amenti understood this fundamental truth, that the most transformative act is not the grand, earth-shattering gesture, but the quiet, unwavering alignment of a single soul with its true divine frequency. One soul in alignment with its truth has the power to change the energetic current around it. And that subtle shift in the current, my dear starseed, changes everything downstream, rippling outwards in ways you cannot even begin to imagine. Your mission was never about accomplishing something extraordinary by the superficial standards of this world. It was never about achieving what this collective consciousness defines as success, or being recognized and validated by people who are still deeply asleep to the cosmic realities you perceive. Your mission begins with presence, right here, right now, in this very breath, in this physical body, in this life that has often felt too small, too confining for the immensity of what you carry within you. Not because you were given the wrong life, the wrong circumstances, but because you haven't yet allowed yourself the profound grace to fill it completely with the boundless truth of what you truly are. You don't need to possess the entire detailed map before you take the crucial first step. The sacred waters of Sirius, the ancient cosmic consciousness that guides your journey, have always moved in this way, not by seeing the vast, boundless ocean from the distant shore, but by trusting the irresistible pull of the current enough to surrender and enter its embrace. Tonight, if it feels right, if your soul recognizes the truth in these words, place your hand gently over your heart, feel the steady rhythm of your own divine life force, and say quietly, with deep conviction, I remember who I am. I trust the waters that carried me here through all the perceived darkness and uncertainty. I am ready to flow with courage and grace into what comes next. There are ancient Sirian healing practices passed down through the waters themselves, techniques for releasing energy that was never yours, activating dormant memory through the sound of rain, and sealing your frequency with salt and intention. You'll find the link to the Sirian water codes in the first pinned comment, but only briefly. Leave one word in the comments, just one, that describes the primary feeling or realization that arose within you during this message. Then, take a moment to find someone else's word and respond with genuine encouragement, a word of connection, a simple affirmation. Because this isn't just a comment section, it is a sacred space where kindred starseeds recognize each other across the digital expanse. And that recognition, that silent acknowledgement of shared journey, carries more potent healing power than you can possibly comprehend. If this message has touched something profoundly real within you, something deep in your core, share it with someone else who you feel might need to hear these words, who might be standing at a similar threshold. And if you wish to continue receiving these transmissions, these whispers from the cosmos, these keys to unlocking your remembrance, subscribe to this channel. The eternal guiding waters of Sirius will carry us together to the next unfolding revelation. You are not just watching these words pass by, you are remembering. This is your space, your sanctuary, your growing community. And I am deeply grateful, genuinely, truly, profoundly grateful that you were here sharing this moment with me and with the vast loving consciousness that connects us all.